People often ask me a question. After studying technology, business, and psychology, why did I decide to study law? And honestly, the answer is much deeper than simply becoming a lawyer. Because my journey toward law did not begin inside the courtroom. It started many years ago when I was still a student trying to understand how the world actually works. During my college life at Rajukutara Model College, I used to think deeply about business, technology, and the future. At that time, Jack Ma was one of my biggest inspirations. I was fascinated by how technology and business could connect together to build systems that impact people globally. Even as a student, I did not want education to become only a path toward a job. I wanted knowledge that could help me build something meaningful in the future. Because of that mindset, I enrolled in both computer science and engineering at Daffodil International University and business management under the University of Dhaka at the same time. For me, technology and business were never separate subjects. Technology taught me how systems are built, how logic works, and how digital infrastructure shapes the future. Business education helped me understand management, leadership, organizational growth, and execution. Together, these two fields slowly shaped the foundation of how I viewed systems and long term development. But psychology entered my life differently. Unlike technology and business, psychology was not originally part of my academic plan. It came from personal curiosity. Since childhood, I always had a strong interest in human behavior, emotions, and thinking patterns. I used to read books written by Mohit Kamal sir, one of the well-known psychologists and writers in Bangladesh. Later, I got the opportunity to join an advanced research-focused online psychology learning journey connected with international level education. And honestly, that experience changed the way I think. Not because of certificates, but because it helped me understand people differently. Psychology taught me how emotions influence decisions, how human behavior shapes leadership, and how understanding people changes the way we see society itself. But when Lilac Group started growing, I realized something was still missing. As responsibilities increased, I started facing more practical realities: contracts, taxation, organizational structures, compliance, business protection, and legal risks. And slowly, I realized something important. Technology builds systems. Business grows systems. Psychology understands people. But law protects and controls the structure itself. And that realization slowly changed the direction of my educational journey once again. As Lilac Group continued growing, I started observing something very carefully. Technology alone cannot solve every problem. Business alone cannot protect every system. And psychology alone cannot ensure justice. The larger the organization became, the more I realized how deeply law is connected with everything: contracts, taxation, compliance, organizational structure, rights, responsibilities, and long term protection. At first, I tried understanding many legal areas through practical experience and independent reading. But slowly, I realized something important. Without structured legal understanding, a major part of leadership remains incomplete. At the same time, my psychology background made me observe another reality. Many modern legal and social challenges are deeply connected with human behavior, emotional pressure, trauma, digital influence, and psychological complexity. Yet many systems still struggle to properly connect psychology, technology, and law together. And honestly, that realization affected me deeply. Because I was not thinking only as a student anymore. I was thinking as a businessman, researcher, and someone trying to build systems for people long term. That is why, in 2023, I finally joined the professional LL.B program under Bangladesh Law College. Not because I wanted another title, but because I wanted structured understanding. I wanted to understand law not only theoretically, but practically: how systems work, how justice functions, and how legal structures affect people, businesses, and society itself. At the same time, I launched Lilac School of Law and Lilac Law Firm, Because I believe future legal education must become more research-focused, interdisciplinary, and connected with real-world challenges. Today, I continue studying law seriously alongside my other responsibilities. I read beyond the syllabus, explore international legal materials, and try connecting law with technology, psychology, business, and future systems. Because I believe future leaders cannot think in isolated subjects anymore. The world is too interconnected for that. And honestly, I still see myself as a student first, a student trying to learn continuously. Maybe in the future, if Allah gives me the opportunity, I will continue higher legal studies internationally as well. But for me, education has never been only about degrees. It has always been about understanding people, understanding systems, understanding responsibility. And perhaps that is the real reason I joined law after studying CSE, business, and psychology. Because eventually I realized if you truly want to understand the world, you must understand people, systems, technology, and law together.